Number one going to number one. Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, looking over the top prospects in high school football for the 2020 recruiting class with National Signing Day, the first version coming up in about 9 months in December. And, of course, the second one in which about 10 to 15% of the classes will be signed on that first February Wednesday. All right, let's look at the number one overall player according to the 247 composite. That would be Bryan Bresee out of Damascus, Maryland, Damascus High School, who is right now looking at all the powerhouses. And according to the 247 composite, he's leaning heavily toward Clemson at 71%. That's the projection by their experts, 14% to Ohio State, with Oklahoma, Alabama, and Georgia also in the running. He did visit the Bulldogs on the weekend of February 12th. He's 6'5", 290, and is, you might expect from the number one overall rated player in America, he's got all the tools. He's tall, he's lean, he's mean, he's flexible, he bends the corner and gets to the quarterback or the running back. He chases down plays. He is tough, determined, and he has a motor. His family is full of athletes. His mom and dad played collegiately, as well as his sisters, who are vying for roster spots on college campuses across the country. The main point here is, in reading some articles and information on him, is that basically they are competitive. So he grew up fighting for everything, competing day after day after day against older and younger siblings for everything that they did. He is also the 2018 Maryland High School Player of the Year. I love this stat. 46 tackles is pretty a mild total, but out of those 46, he was in the opposing backfield 3/4 of the time. 34 tackles for loss and 12.5 sacks out of the 46 stops, and I'm sure he was double-teamed constantly. Also an offensive lineman for the Swarmin' Hornets, who won 53 consecutive games en route to a state championship. He is also a fine student with a 3.68 GPA. He's also raised and donated money for cancer research. It's always good to see that young athletes are giving back, already in that mindset. They are prospective, projected, possible, probable role models for our youth in the future. So Bryan Bresee, number one player, considering Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, and Oklahoma. And, of course, National Signing Day is coming up 9 months away, and he is visiting the major schools, and he is a prize get. We'll be back with more profiles on some of the top players in college football for the 2020 class right here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football.